a favorite book, thinker, a plan, a meaningful photo, whatever. And also after that, unmute and show your object on camera and say your name, where you are from, and why are you here. Okay, maybe you can answer these questions. Why this subject? And how does it connect to your interest in Buddhism or history? What meaning does it hold for you right now? Okay, I keep this slide back in for you to see and for a while, and whenever you are ready, you can start. Maybe you can also, after your turn, call on the next person by name. You can see the names. Or we can also ask those people to raise hands. You know the raise hand feature here in Zoom, right? Is everyone familiar with that? Okay. I hope so. So, okay. So something like share a favorite Buddhist quote, what book inspires you, maybe some of the books in syllabus already. You can select any of them, or you must have already found some inspiring books you can share with us. Encourage colorful backgrounds or virtual backgrounds related to your object. Keep an eye on the timer to ensure everyone gets a turn. Okay, ready? Okay, so let's get started then. Yes. Xianyong one, I'm sorry if I'm not properly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, my name is Shauna. Yeah, you pronounce very good. I hope to start first because I'm going to have a traveling. I came from New York. Right now I'm traveling in mainland China. I joined the class because I'm a student of Dhammajipa and he teach the class on April and we heard about it. After I take the first 1 or 2 class, I found it so interesting. And I found it's really important to know the background of Buddhism. Then we can have a structure, understanding of the structure. Otherwise, all the things I learned is like leaves stuck together. And if I know the history, background, the location, those things, and I can put the leaves in certain place in my mind. So I thought the background, history is really, really important for my following study. So I registered this class even while I'm traveling. So I hope to learn. Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. Good to hear from you. And would you like to, did you follow the prompt?
Matt?
Did you follow what I showed you?
Matt? Can you hear me, Matt? So you want me to choose a person?
Okay, yes.
Matt, is Matt here? No?
Yeah, I think Matt's not here.
Okay, so I just random pick up one.
Raising hand, like
Oh.
we have someone raising hand.
Okay.
Okay, that's me. I'm Jojo, and I am originally from Honolulu, Hawaii. I was raised there. And in the 70s, we had an excellent program in my high school. And it took us as hula dancers, Tahitian dancers, musicians to Japan and different parts of the world. And when I was in Japan, I picked up this little guy. Let's see if I can get him up here. This is my first little Buddha that I ever got that was in Japan. He's probably older than most of you folks now. And it was my entrance into Buddhism, and I have never regretted it. I have always enjoyed it, embraced it, and wanted to learn more about it. But I didn't really have the structure in the beginning. So it was kind of a hodgepodge. And about 10 years ago, I really started focusing on the Nikayas, getting in the right direction, I thought, going to dependent origination. And I discovered this program, much to my delight, because I have been learning so much and really feel like I'm getting a good foundation. And the reason that I want that is because if somebody asks me a question in Buddhism, I would like to be able to give them a correct answer and have confidence in it. And I feel like this class is doing that for me. So hopefully we're all enjoying the same path together. And if there's any way I can help anybody, please just let me know. More than glad.
Thank you, Jojo. Do you like to introduce a friend from here?
I see Tara is right next to me if she's willing.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Tara and I live in Michigan, a very rural area. There's literally nothing here the next big city is many hours away. I'm in the Upper Peninsula. I've recently retired out of EMS. I've done EMS many years, typically 100 hours a week, minimally. I took a world religions course over 20 years ago in college, and I've always wanted to delve deeper into Buddhism. I like the mindfulness aspect and the peace. And you wanted an object. This is the best I can get.
That's awesome.
Tired out of the ambulance corps. It's a bit too personal now, and I could really use some peace and understanding a lot more now, really. And I think Buddhism can help with that, and that's why I'm here. Although it's something I've always wanted to do, I just never had enough time, working 100+ hours every week. And we have 5 kids. So now they're all grown out of the house, and we have 2 grandkids, and that's where I am today. Following a dream that I wanted to, and now that I feel like I really need to. That's all.
Wonderful. Thank you, Tara. Do you like to introduce a friend here?
Maybe Aylar. She's next to me. Aylar Hayes.
Okay. Ella, are you there? I saw her. Okay.
Can you hear me
Okay. Yeah.
now? Okay, gotcha. Sorry about that. My name's Eiler and I live in Chicago. And I have been going to IBFA for about 1.5 years now. And learning from Venerable Kongyen and practicing. And I've been able to go to a couple of retreats at Maba too. So actually, I just got back from a retreat at Maba, and so the object that I have, is a little chanting book that Master Jiru gave me and my wife. And he said that this was some of the first sutras that monks are given to study in China. So it is the Sutra on the 8 realizations of the great beings, the Sutra of 42 chapters, and the discourse of the teaching bequeathed by the Buddha. So I'm not super familiar with these specifically, so it's something that I'm looking into and learning a little bit more about. So that's me.
Thank you. Thank you, Ayla. Do you like to introduce a friend here?
Yeah. I see Julie next to me.
Okay. Julie.
I think she meant me. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi,
Yes,
I'm
yes.
Julie. Hi Bante. I've taken your class before. I was in this program maybe 2 years ago, maybe. But due to my schedule working, I didn't complete the last few classes of the first semester. So then I bailed out. So then I'm here today, just I'm not taking the course, I'm taking just to sit in an option C to listen to the structure in the course again, to remind myself about Buddhism. And so to keep myself connected with the wording and the Buddhism and the Buddha teaching. As you know, as lay people, we have lots of duties and responsibilities in lives. And then sometimes we get wrapped up in the samsara and then we forget to come back to ourselves and to practice. So I find maybe I should rejoin the program and try my best to keep up so that my karma can grow and then I can stay on the path. But I don't know. I have this in my hand. It's my earbud, and it's not working today. So, and it reminds me of impermanence and how life is always impermanence and changes all the time. And it's suffering right now because I cannot put this earbud on myself. So it reminds me of your teaching of the Four Noble Truths. And so then hopefully this will work soon and then my suffering will go away. And so I hope to meet you guys all. And I've been studying at Maba and with Master Jirus, and I have other master in Tibetan also. And so if you guys need any help or have any questions in regard to Dharma that I can help, feel free to reach out to me, text me, or ask me how or anything that you guys are concerned with the program I can help, then I can help you.
Oh, nice to see you, Julie, after a couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you. Would you like to introduce someone else here?
Yeah, I'll invite Master Cheng Chuk.
Oh, okay.
Just delay. Everybody
Hi.
just delay. All here's my voice. All now is here my voice.
Yeah, we
Voice.
can hear you.
Yeah. My name is Changchuk, Kishi Changchuk Dava. I'm one Tibetan Buddhist monk. Yeah. Why I interest this class? Because my friend introduced me. This class is helpful for how to say the. Sorry, my English is very broken. So, how to say the? I hope join this. Why I joined this class? I hope I will learn many Buddhism, New World, and some Buddhism background like this. Actually, I learned many Tibetan Buddhism by Tibetan language. Now on this. I hope on this class I can learn on the English like this. So sorry, my English is very pro, so many things I cannot introduce what I think. So sorry.
Okay, thank you. How do we say, like, should we say Lama or Tanchuk Dakpa?
Yeah.
I know you also have like recently I went to Medicine Buddha Garden here in California, That was a beautiful place where I think some of those lamas, I met them, and it's a really beautiful place. Very nice to see you anyway, and welcome to the class. Okay,
Thank
would
you.
you like to introduce someone here? You want to invite someone here?
Gabriela, Leila. Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
Gabriela.
Hi, I'm Gabriela. I live in Chicago. And the object that I select is this one, the green Buddha. A few months ago, I went to Thailand for a retreat, and I saw a program there, a PhD program in Buddhist studies, and I was right away that I want to study this. And they say, "What's your background in Buddhism studies?" And I said, "Oh, okay, I don't have background." Well, you need a background. So I'm here. I found these classes, and I just graduated for a program, and I'm a meditation teacher. And they base all these meditations on Buddhism. So that will be a great complement or huge complement for me to teach and also have the background that I need. So that's the story. Thank you. And
Thank
I
you.
would like to hear from Chris.
Okay.
Hi, my name's Chris, obviously. I'm from St. Louis, and I'm a middle school teacher. And I was just very interested in learning more about Buddhism, so that's why I decided to get into this course. I'm also one of these that's at the C2 level, so I'm just here as just kind of learn some extra things. Um, I teach American history, so history is something that I'm very passionate about. So this class really caught my eye when it had the word history in it. So I'm hoping to learn a lot about it. Unfortunately, I'm in my wife's office, so I don't really have any objects to really share other than my water here. It's brutally hot in St. Louis right now, and I spent a large part of the day working outside in my yard. So I've just been trying to make sure that I stay nice and hydrated.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chris. Would you like to invite someone else?
I think the person closest to me I see is Cameron.
Camera, okay.
Hello, my name is Cameron. I'm from Utah, and I took this class to know how to engage more with Buddhism, how to engage more deeply, and to understand how Buddhism has engaged with Buddhism and evolved over the years. I have two objects next to me. They're, if you can see, they're kind of censored right now, but there are two different translations. Could you see them?
I think the background was blurred, so we couldn't see it properly. Maybe you can hold it for a while. Yeah.
Well, anyways, there are two different translations of Nagarjuna's Ulamajamaka Karika, and is it called? Yeah, it is the Karika. Sorry, I'm not great with Sanskrit, but I also have two commentaries that I'm referring to online as I'm going through and transcribing and kind of reinterpreting it into modern English and adding a bit of commentary of my own while figuring it out. It's a very difficult text, so it's been a long project, but I hope it is of use to other people. I want to upload my work online. It's been very useful to my practice and learning about the emptiness teachings of Buddhism. And yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Cameron. Maybe you can, if you don't mind, you can also type the titles of those books in the chat
Sure.
So people can. All right, would you like to invite someone else here?
Yeah, I'll invite Mark.
Mark.
Hello,
Okay.
everyone. Yes. Hi, Bante. Hi, everyone. I'm Mark. I'm right now in Mississippi and getting started for medical school. Starting like next week. So I'm excited to do this 2-year program alongside medical school too. I'm originally from Vietnam, and yeah, I'm here as an international student. But an object near right here for me is banana. So I just want to send a message that you are what you eat, and plant-based diet is very good for you, good for everybody. So and also you are what you eat in a sense of not just physical food, but also spiritual teachings and like what information we consume too. So yeah, this class is kind of that food for me. I would love to to digest more of this spiritual food and grow into my own practice. So thank you so much, Bante, and everyone for this class.
Very nice. Mark, how to pronounce your Nguyen, or how do we pronounce the other name?
Oh yeah, you're very close. I think Nguyen is this one. Yeah, one syllable, Nguyen.
Okay, okay, Nguyen. Okay, right. Would you like to invite someone else?
Can I invite you?
Thank you. I guess you call me Mark. Just predict.
Okay.
Yeah. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. Good afternoon. If someone is a different time zone. I'm new. I come from Vietnam. I joined this program because I really want to know the background of Buddhism, and with intention when I joined the course in RMTA, because this is the first time I know about this academy, and my intention, I hope I can bring the Buddhism teaching in healthcare. Is to me is a way to improve the mental health, and maybe when I learn more about the Buddhism, it helped me to have more insight. Um, and one thing I choose from my room is this. This is the sutra medicine sutra I write during COVID-19. Yes, and it helped me a lot. It helped me a lot in that time when I come back with my when I have a Buddhism practice. It support me a lot in mental health and physical health, and support patient during that period. So my intention to join class to know about more about the Buddhism and Buddhist teaching. Yeah. Thank you.
No, can you also pronounce your name again, please? Nu Tang Ti.
Yeah, my full name is Như Thân Thị Quỳnh. Yes. But you can call
Okay.
me Nhân. Như. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. And also, I like the way you guys introduce some objects. All right. Would you like to invite someone else here?
New face. I think I choose Acha Sullivan. Yeah. Can you share?
Okay.
Hi.
Okay.
Yep. My name is Aja Sullivan. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, so I'm experiencing the heat here. I wear many hats right now. I'm a nurse. My specialty is neuroscience, psychiatry, and I recently started doing hospice case management. I'm a PhD candidate. I'm finishing up my PhD in psychology, and I'm hoping to defend my dissertation next spring, hoping that everything goes well. And what kind of leads me to this class was that, I've always been, casually interested in Buddhism. I've gone to retreats, I've gone to meditation sessions. I've, done a lot of self-study. And as I've been working on my dissertation, it's definitely helped to kind of ground me. And I've, found some, information about, relating Buddhism to neuroscience and psychology. So one of the books that, really connected with me was the Why Buddhism is True by Robert White. And it, goes into pretty much the relation between Buddhism and neuroscience. Trying to think what else. Work with a lot of patients like in, hospice and mental health. And, I think, we talk about mindfulness and those sorts of things. So, I would like to be more well-versed and grounded myself so I can better help my patients. And my object is, well, two is my traveler's notebook and fountain pens. I've very old, so I like fountain pens and typewriters more than computers. So that is what I do. And so as far as my personal practice, I try to seek refuge 3 times a day. I do some chants, but like the biggest part is meditation. And I try to journal 3 pages a day. So no matter, how busy my day is, like today, I've had 3 hours of sleep, so I'm a little off. But, I try to make sure that I get those 3 pages in to reflect and connect and, better see how what I can be thankful for and what I can let go. So that's why I really want to have a deeper understanding more than the surface level that I've had with Buddhism previously. So that is pretty much it. And I'm finishing up, in addition to my PhD, I'm completing my psych nurse practitioner certification. So working full time, doing 2 graduate programs, and I have 2 twin 15-year-old boys. So pretty busy, but I'm looking forward to this class. And that's all I got.
Wow, that's very inspiring, and I'm so happy to hear from you. Like you are already doing PhD, and also you are interested in your subject is neuroscience, and I myself have taught Buddhist psychology class actually at the University of the West. I remember I was talking about some part of the neuroscience and Buddhist Abhidhamma. Yeah, I hope it can be very helpful to you if you maybe take a deep dive into Abhidhamma,
Yeah,
neuroscience.
might have to ask you some questions.
Yes, definitely. All right. Would you like to invite another friend here?
Yes. Is it Banti? Did I pronounce it correctly?
Vijita, okay. Yeah.
Good
Okay.
evening, Bante, and good evening, everyone. I'm Bante Vijita Dhamma. I'm from Sri Lankan Buddhist monk, Sri Lanka. These days I stay in the USA. I stay in the Maba temple for a few days. I join in this class because I want to study Buddhism in English. Then I want to improve my English knowledge in Buddhism, and that's why I joined this class.
Beautiful. I think I have met you somewhere, right?
Yes, yes, Bante. You met me in the Chicago temple. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
right. All right. Glad to be connected again. Okay, would you like to invite another friend here?
I would like to invite mm,
Someone next
Jason
to
Wall.
you. Okay, Jason.
Jason.
Hello, I'm Jason.
Jason.
I'm from West Virginia. or as we call it, West by God, Virginia. I don't know how that ever came to be, but that's the thing here, West Virginia. It's close to Pittsburgh. I'm also in healthcare. I'm another person, but I'm not on the clinical side. I'm more on the business side. I work for an insurance company right now, UPMC, which is like an MCO and I work in the insurance services division. My objects here are, and I'm also studying, not for my doctorate though. Congratulations on that and good luck. A couple things I have in my within thing. Can you see it? I'm not sure. Besides this,
Yeah, one is right there. Yeah.
You can see it. Okay. So anyway, one of the things I'm studying for besides this is a master's in religious studies. And for that, I have this book, Layer by Layer by Ellen White, which is about biblical archaeology, which is really interesting. And this is the Gita Govinda, which is like it's an erotic love poem about Krishna. So it's one thing that I studied in one of those other classes. So that's a little about me.
Wonderful. Okay, nice to see you, Jason, again.
Very
I know
nice to see you. I was
missed
very
the class
excited.
last time. Okay, would you like to invite someone else here?
Yeah. Kara, I know she hasn't gone yet.
Hi everyone. It's nice to see new and old faces. I took this class last year and I really loved it. So I am back again. It's been a really long year and it's been fantastic to take all the different courses and whatnot. I've gained a lot from them and I've gained a lot, I think, over the year in personal experience too. So I'm looking forward to taking that new experience and bringing it back in and being able to take this course again. An object that I have close to me would probably be this. I picked it up at the library today, actually. I don't know if it's gonna show on that screen or not. It's a book by Thich Nhat Hanh. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts from Plum Village and thought I'd pick up a couple books by him as well. I know that we do have one for the class, The Old Path, White Clouds as well. This one specifically is a new translation of the Heart Sutra with commentary, which I'm really looking forward to reading and diving into like the core foundations and teachings of Buddhism a little bit with that. So yeah, it's nice to meet everyone and it's nice to see you again that
Okay,
day.
nice to see you again, Kyra. Okay, would you like to invite someone else here?
Yeah.
Yeah, almost done.
Yeah. Did you hear me, Maria?
Oh, Maria.
Thanks, Kara. Hi, Bante. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. I'm back for round 2. Don't be
I
surprised
know.
if you see me in round 3.
Okay.
I originally wanted to start with the diploma, but I started with certificate. But life became a little bit challenging, so I'm still in option C, and I'm just going to stay in option C and attend the classes until everything's absorbed, until I know it. I'm a caregiver for my 2 89-year-old parents. I'm in rural Nova Scotia. I have a little small temple an hour and a half away that I try to get to once a week. When I approached them about 5 years ago, I had traveled to Thailand and stayed and meditated before, but no one was really speaking English and teaching stuff about Buddhism, and everything was in Thai. So when I went to the monks at the temple, I talked to them about what kind of books there were, because I didn't know what the Pali Canon was or anything. So when I described to Bhante Pia what I wanted, he gave me this, the Abhidhamma.
Wow.
And I because I'm a very analytical person, and he didn't give me the Dhammapada, he gave me the Abhidhamma. And this is what we're also learning in the other class right now as well. I still haven't read it. I carry it with me all the time. I I have difficulty when it comes to reading and concentration. I've been struggling with PTSD because I worked in COVID in the hospitals and the drama with my parents and my mother being ill. I am in recovery, so my memory ability is getting better. I was struggling a lot last year, so it's getting much better. And I'm just trying to find happier places. But this Buddhist teaching and the Dhamma is the only thing that I have found that is healing me. Our mental health system has failed me here in Nova Scotia. It's very limited. And the only thing that is healing me is the lessons that I learned from the Buddha and learn to be patient with myself, because I see the changes. They're very minuscule, but over time, you can see the big difference. So I'm ever so grateful that you are teaching this, and I love being in your class because every time I was in your class, it just felt like a 3-hour therapy session. And I felt so wonderful afterwards, and you're such a wonderful teacher, and you teach so much. And I missed a few of your classes, and this is the best way for me to be able to focus, is just to sit in here and learn from you. So thank you so much. And I'm just going to keep doing it.
Thank you. Thank you, Maria. Welcome back. And also on behalf of the whole class, we would like to also send you and all the others who really need some blessing, for the well-being and happiness and the good health. Yes, so that will be our prayer for all of you, and especially Maria. Okay, would you like to invite someone else here?
Juan, we haven't heard from Juan yet. He's not on camera, but
okay. Well, I think I find it hard to hear him. Can you? Yeah. I think he's breaking up. Okay, maybe maybe the mic is not properly working. We have a few more people here, right? Who else? Yusi. Yusi, are you there?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't introduced myself yet. Thank you for calling me out. Yeah, so
You are
I'm
in the
sorry, I
States.
just came back. I just came back from a trip to Beijing, back to the United States, so I'm still having a little jet lag. So right now, it feels like kind of, yeah. And then so my introducing myself. Yeah, so sorry if I am seeing like kind of blurry. So I think how should I start? I got introduced to this program through Bante Dhammadipa because I was taking some meditation classes at the US Zen Institute there, and actually I took refuge a long time ago, more than 30 years ago, when I was in college, and at that time I was very interested in like traditional culture in Buddhism, Taoism, Confucianism, and anything related to philosophical, spiritual studies and experience, I think. And I started meditating when I was like really young, when I was a teenager, but without any formal training or guidance. And then I came to the United States as a graduate student, and then kind of stopped practicing and learning in Buddhism. But deep down, I always know that I'm a Buddhist, and I took refuge in the Buddha in Buddha, in Dharma, and in Sangha, but I never had any formal training and studies. So back about right before the pandemic, actually, about six years ago now, things happened around me, and I realized if now is the time, like impermanence is right there, and if I don't study and practice, I will be just wasting my whole life. So at that point, I joined a Tibetan Buddhism neutral class. I think we do have Labat there. So yeah, neutral is basically the preliminary practice for the Tibetan Buddhism. So I joined a preliminary class, and it's through a program, an online Buddhism academy through some Tibetan Buddhism lineage, and then it all started winding down to like, then I just remembered one of the students. I can't remember your name. I'm sorry, but yeah, I think it's Maria, right? Like Nova Scotia, you showed us how you were introduced to Abhidharma. So somehow during my neutral class, I got to know a good Dharma friend, and he referred me also to Abhidharma because throughout these classes, he noticed I was a very analytical person because I majored in physics when I was in college. And so he said Abhidharma is like the map to Buddhism. So that's how I got started with Tibetan Buddhism. I took refuge with a Zen master, but I never studied really in Mahayana or anything. So when I started back 6 years ago, I started seriously with the Tibetan Buddhism practice and read a lot of books, met a lot of lamas, and received a lot of teachings. But then after I studied Abhidharma, I realized that the foundation is so important, and it's I have to learn Buddhism and practice step by step. So I sort of backed off a little bit and then started with meditation, and then started learning about Abhidharma, about the Theravada. And that's how I got to know Dr. Pandey, Dr. Dhammadippa. So I learned a lot from him, and that's how I got introduced to this program. My goal here is to join the program so that I can learn more, and I like to truly understand Buddha's teachings so that I can help myself and help others. That's
Thank
it.
you.
Sorry if yeah,
Thank you.
I've learned a lot.
Yeah, I think you have come from the space. You are sitting on the throne.
Yeah, I just choose. I don't know. I just had this background, right? Like, because I do have all the tankas behind me, and I don't know if it is proper or not to have those, as my background, because of the yeah.
Would you like
So
to
that's why
invite?
I put up the globe as my background.
Yushi, would you like to invite someone else here?
Who else hasn't introduced? Tara, did you introduce yourself? Because you have a nice name also. Hello?
Who?
Tara? I think Tara
I think,
I don't know how you
yeah,
pronounce.
I've gone.
Tara
Tara
Chakuchi. So,
spoke.
oh,
Yeah.
you've done the introduction. Sorry, yeah, I joined a little late, so maybe I
That's
missed
Okay.
your introduction.
We
But that's a
have
beautiful name. We all know Tara.
we have Shannon and we have Princess.
Yeah, and we have Princess, I think. Princess Ma
Okay.
Batolom, if she could introduce herself.
Hi. Hello everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Princess May Bartolome, and I'm from the Philippines. So currently the time here now is 8:22 a.m. So Saturday morning. So I'm entering this class Saturday Morning. So what led me here is because like I've read some Buddhist videos on like YouTube and like oh thank you. Good morning too. I've read some Buddhist books and like YouTube videos as well, and I was really enlightened, and after like watching it I felt a difference in like in my mental health, and I want to learn a lot of wisdom, so I kept going and I decided to enroll here in this program. I'm only taking certificate for now, but once I have a money, maybe I'll go for the diploma curriculum. But you know, connecting this, this is like the closest thing that I have. It's a pencil, and for context, I don't know how to draw, and maybe I'm still learning as a beginner. And I want to connect like drawing because I'm aspiring creative to like Buddhism. Like when I draw, I'll gain an inner peace. When I draw, I'll get a lot of wisdom. When I draw, I'll reach enlightenment, which is like so weird. And I like the intersection of art and like Buddhism. Probably, yeah, I will incorporate it in like my future works. And I'm so glad to meet you guys. And you know, you guys are really so warm and welcoming. And I'm happy to be here. So thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you, Princess. Would you like to invite another friend here?
Wait, I think did Gabriela Leyva already called or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Mm,
Maybe Shannon.
mm.
Shannon?
Wait. Yes, yes.
I already introduced myself.
Okay. I think then we are all done, right? Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. This is amazing. Like such wonderful stories that we learned from you, and yeah, beautiful. We have a Tibetan Lama, we have a Sri Lankan monk, we have people from USA, we have people from who else? Like Vietnam, and also many different parts of USA. So maybe many of you are from I know like close to Maba, so central uh, areas like central time. And then some of you maybe I think Jason is from East Coast, right? Yeah. Do we have someone from West Coast also? Anyone from uh, West Coast? Oh, I think Jojo.
Nevada.
Jojo, you have a question?
Nevada.
Yeah. Do you have a question?
No, I was just gonna say, Bonnie, thank you so much for letting us get to know each other, because it's like finding the jewel and the treasure behind the face, because otherwise we really don't know. And this way, it's nice to know the person. So thank you for that.
Yeah, I know it takes a little time, but I think it is worth because we are going to stay here for a while. It's okay. So maybe we will take a break, I hope, and after that we can go get started with the class. Okay, so maybe 10 minutes break. Is that okay?
Sounds good.
All right. Okay, see you then in 10 minutes. Juan, can you speak? Maybe unmute.
Yes, I am myself right now. I'm so sorry.
No
You can
worries,
hear me?
please. Yeah.
You can.
Yeah, we
Yeah?
can hear you.
I'm so sorry. Can you hear me? Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm
Yes, we can hear you.
trying to work with a really old computer. Okay. Well, my name is Juan. I'm from Colombia. I'm living in Chicago. And well, I'm really new in Buddhism. I don't know anything about Buddhism. Last year, I found this history about Milarepa, and that history touched my heart and my mind. So I'm just need to understand why, and that is the reason why I'm here, because Milarepa, and that's all.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Pablo. Finally, we had a time to, listen to everyone. Now, if everyone can actually turn your camera on, I think that will be very nice. I know due to some reason, we don't know how many of you will we will be there for the rest of the course. So maybe as it is the first day, I would like to take a group picture here. So, so please turn the camera on. Aja, are you here? And
Yes, I'm here. I'm trying to get my camera back on.
okay, okay. Shaonan, are you there? Janchuk, can you turn the camera on? Janchuk? Yeah, I think maybe it could happen later on, but for now, I will take a picture. Okay, maybe you guys can keep your palms together close to your heart so that we can all see you. All right, so we take a picture. I can do it. I have to take a picture. All right. Okay, say cheese or say peace. All right, good. I share it with you later on. Thank you. Okay, so now let me also go to the to the where's my okay. Yes, my
Sorry, I just had one quick question.
yes.
So for instead of being 4 days, it's 5 days this week. Is that correct?
4 days, right?
On the email, it said 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, and 29th. I just wanted to see if that was a mistake for the 29th.
I think it should be a mistake. I'm sorry. Did I send that email with another day?
Yeah,
Okay.
just making sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Actually, it should be like only 4 days. Thank you. Thank you,
All right.
Ajay. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, sorry for starting with this slide. Mock exam. That will be the last day, 22nd September. So by the time we will all cover up, and I hope we will be able to cover the syllabus as much as we can. And then this exam is the internal exam that prepares students for the final exam. The format and duration are the same as the final exam. So you just have to answer 4 out of 8 questions in 3 hours. The online mock exam will be held on September 22nd. So please mark your calendar. And then before that, we'll have a revision just before that. And then we have 2 assignments. I know some of you have different options. So those people who are like full-time students, they do have 2 assignments. Assignments 1 and assignments 2. The first one is due on August 10, and I'll post the question within these 4 days, okay, for the first assignment. And then we'll have the second assignment to September 8th. And then we have tentative final exam, we don't know, but maybe something like this. July 24th to 27th, 2026. So that will be next year. And then we have 3 books actually I have selected. We'll cover up as much as we can. And also we will use some other sources to discuss about this topic. Buddhist history of historical background of Buddhist culture is a very, very vast subject. And we will see like how deep it is, and we'll try to do as much as we can. So the life of the Buddha by Bhikkhu Nyanamoli. This will be an interesting book. I hope you will all like it. Bhikkhu Nyanamoli and the book. I have already shared the link of the PDF, but if you are okay, you can also buy the book. And then Buddhism, a very short introduction by Damien Keown. This is also a useful required book for this course. So I have provided all these 3 books, including the 2,500 Years of Buddhism. This is quite an old book, but I found this book very helpful when I was doing my master's way back in 1998. I remember we used this book, history, 2,500 years of Buddhism history. So that will be very helpful. Although it is a little bit old, we have enough material there. So I think these 3 books will be very important. And over here, I don't go into so much detail over here. Maybe you can also take a look. You already must have taken a look at this. So course aim, intended learning outcomes. Over here we can see you will gain. We will explain the cultural background of India in the 6th century BC, and also cultural revolution created by Buddhism in India, and fundamentals of Buddhist culture we are going to discuss, and also the connection between Buddhist culture and human rights. Buddhist teachings differ from traditional Indian culture in theory and practice. These are very, very fascinating topics. We'll also clarify the foundation of Buddhist culture based on its fundamentals. We'll explain the impact of Buddhist culture on the environment, and describe the Buddhist attitude towards human rights, language, gender, wealth, religious pluralism, economy, morality and ethics, social relationships, and freedom of thought, environment, health, and happiness. These already very heavy, fully loaded course. So these are the course content, and then we will have lectures, we will have discussions, we will have exercises, assignments, group activities if needed, and field studies. I hope you are going to join us next week, right? Are you going to Maba? Maybe some of you. I know people maybe outside, they won't be probably able to join. Maybe some of you will see us in person next week. If you are joining, do let us know if you are coming to Maba next week around. I'll be actually traveling on next Tuesday, right after the class. And then we have 200 hours lectures, tutorials, and these things. We have 60 hours, and then you also have self-study, homework, field visit, surveys, social activities, whatever. There, everything, including 200 hours. And then we need to remember continuous assessment, like 40% for the assignments, quizzes, surveys, presentations, matrix, field studies, memory tests, practical activities, particularly the two assignments plus the attendance. These are very, very important. And final exam only will have 60% of the whole mark. So you need to remember there are other ways to also gain your good score. And so the references, we have Life of the Buddha by Bhikkhu Nyanamali, composed entirely of texts from the Pali Canon. This is a very very unique book I found. Like, we have so many books about the Buddha, life of the Buddha. So many books actually, but this book is directly relating the life of the Buddha through the Pali Canon. Okay, as I know some of you are not from the Theravada tradition, but that's okay. We will learn. Maybe you can also learn the difference. Especially these texts are related to. There are many suttas. So they are all explaining about the life of the Buddha in different formats. We can see some of the areas. Entire Buddha's life is not explained in the Pali Tipitaka, but we can see like bits and pieces of his life from the very beginning to the end. So we will discuss more of them, and this book will be a very key to that. And today, after this, I am going to also actually discuss about the life of the Buddha. So Buddhism, a very short introduction by Damien Keown. Over here, this book also will be very important, and this book covers up some of the topics that are in the syllabus. And the other book, as I mentioned, 2,500 Years of Buddhism by P.V. Bapat. He was actually a former professor in Anecdote University. So this book also covers a lot of topics in our syllabus. Apart from that, this book, Old Path, White Clouds by Thich Nhat Hanh. Again, we used this book last time, and I would still recommend you to read this as a part of this course, and also Buddha's Way to Human Liberation, a socio-historical approach by Nalin Suwaris. This also delves into social historical context of Buddhism, its revolutionary aspects, and its impact on society. So all these books are available actually PDF form online, and I have already downloaded. I will also share with you this. The other book is Richard Gombrich from England, How Buddhism Began, the conditioned genesis of the early teachings. This is another analytical study of early teachings of Buddhism and their cultural and historical context, highlighting the differences from traditional Indian culture. Richard Gombrich also is still living and a very erudite scholar in the West, especially in the European continent. He has done so much, including the Polytech Society. And yeah, so we can, maybe you can take a look at this book if you have time. Buddhist Philosophy, a Historical Analysis by David J. Kalupahana. This offers a detailed historical analysis of Buddhist philosophy and its fundamentals, including the environmental impact of Buddhist teachings. So Buddhist philosophy, if you want to learn, this is also another very authentic book. David J. Professor Kalupana is a world famous Buddhist scholar from the Theravada tradition. Then additional references are also there. You can read Rupert Getting's Foundations of Buddhism, and another very famous book by Valpula Rahula, What the Buddha Taught. Very simple, precise book. It will give you a lot of things, especially if you are new to Buddhism. This book will be a very handy one for you to read. In the Buddha's Words, an anthology of discourses from the Pali Canon by Bhikkhu Bodhi. This book also is a very, very important book, I guess, if you want to learn authentic Pali tradition of the Buddha's teachings. The Cultural Heritage of India, Haridas Bhattacharya. This explored the cultural background of India in the 6th century BC. So maybe in your assignments, this book will also be very helpful. And Damien Keown's another book. This is Charles Prebish and Wayne. They have done it together. Buddhism and Human Rights. Then Buddhist Ethics, a very short introduction by Damien Keown. Engaged Buddhism, Buddhist Liberation Movement in Asia, Christopher Queen and Sally. And The Tree of Enlightenment, an introduction to the major traditions of Buddhism by Peter Santina. Yeah, so these are the books that I selected. There are much more, I know. And Sutta Central is already one of the most voluminous, I think, most popular websites for Buddhism is Sutta Central. Bhante Sujata, Bhikkhu Sujata from Australia, is the one who actually handles this, and it's a very fascinating website. If anyone of you want to learn about Buddhism, the original text along with the translations, and quite a number of translations are available, not only Pali, Chinese Buddhism, Vietnamese, and Myanmar, Thai, all different languages are there, and also the translations. Apart from that, really, really important discussions on Buddhism. A lot of things are discussed in detail over here in Sutta Center. So if you haven't visited this yet, I highly recommend you go to suttacenter.net. Access to Insight, Bhikkhu Thanissaro actually has contributed immensely at the beginning. I think he has, right now he has moved to dhammatalk.org something. So that's Bhante Bhikkhu Thanissaro's new website. Earlier this was Access to Insight was run by another person. I think due to some reason, Bhikkhu Thanissaro is having a different website. That also is a very, very helpful. I think Bhikkhu Thanissaro has translated around 1,000 suttas there. Remember, in the Pali Tripitaka, there are nearly 20,000 suttas. So quite a lot of text to learn. And the Buddhist Publication Society, another very actually ancient Buddhist society in Sri Lanka. Bhikkhu Bodhi was once the president there, and Bhikkhu Bodhi was actually in Sri Lanka for nearly 24 years. He was the president here too, and they have published so many this BPS, Buddhist Publication Society. Apart from that, I'm sure there are other websites, other online resources, free online resources too, like Pariyatti, for example. It is related to Acharya Goenkaji, and there should be like metta.lk and pitaka.lk, tripitaka.lk, like in Sinhala or in Pali, there are many suttas. Last time I was also working with another project called wikipali.org. That also is an interesting project that we were working on translating, especially the translation of Pali Attakathas. Yes, so that's it. That's about the course, and this is the breakdown of our syllabus. So cultural background in India in the 6th century BC. Today, I really want to discuss about the life of the Buddha and fundamentals of Buddhist culture. And if we miss out some of the topics in between, let's see how much we can cover. And Buddhism as a cultural movement, Buddhist perspective on politics. And then in August, we have 8 classes. Buddhist perspective on human rights, language and gender, wealth, religious pluralism, Buddhist perspective on economy, morality and ethics, social relationships, freedom of thoughts, environment. So it's a whole, whole lot of topics that we can discuss when it comes to Buddhist culture. And September, we have some more classes, health and happiness, and cultural revolution created by Buddhism in India, then fundamentals of Buddhist culture and its connection to human rights, then differences between Buddhist teachings and traditional Indian culture, foundation of Buddhist culture based on its fundamentals, and impact of Buddhist culture on the environment. So these are the topics that we have. I'm sure I won't be able to cover all of them in detail, but we will give you at least a taste of it so that later, I remember Kyla was saying she wants to do it again. Yeah, so I really want you to taste this beautiful teaching and the historical background of this wonderful, wonderful teaching of this noble Dhamma. Okay, so having come to this, maybe you can take a look at this major kingdoms and empires you can see in this map. Over here, there were 4 major kingdoms out of the 16 kingdoms that were part of India those days. So that is called Magadha, Kosala, Vatsa, and Avanti. During the Buddha's time, Magadha, Rajagaha or Rajgir. Today it is called Rajgir or Rajgriha. It is Vajra's peak. And King Bimbisara and his son, King Ajatasattu, they were ruling during the Buddha's time, and King Kosala was there in Kosala kingdom, and then Vatsa, another there was another powerful king in Vatsa kingdom, and then the Avanti, Ujjaini or Udeni. So Vatsa and Kausambi, I think it is in modern day India, you can see some of these names still Rajgriha or Rajgir, Ayodhya, then Kaushambi, it's somewhere close to Varanasi, and then Ujjaini. Yeah, so this is basically the central, mostly the Uttar Pradesh in modern day India. Uttar Pradesh is one of the largest states in India, over 200 million, I think, people are there. So Buddha's life was basically, scattered here. We can see his traveling. He was wandering within this area, and all these kings were close to the Buddha. That also is very interesting. And he himself being royal prince, it was easier for the kings and the royal families to be, connected to him because of the already that sense of, oneness is there, and he knew the gestures, he knew the mannerisms of those those royal class people, and also a lot of businessmen. One of the best businessmen were also very close to the Buddha. That shows his leadership, and also his connection to the royal family has given a lot of advantage for him to be connected to all different strata of the society. But he was basically, he was teaching everything all the way to the downtown, all the underprivileged people and everyone. He was talking about them. He was fighting for them. He was fighting for all the discrimination that were happening during that time. Caste system, the Varna system, and many differences, many discrimination that were taking, especially the women. How the Buddha gave freedom to all of them. Very interesting. And also he introduced wonderful, I would say it's so modern when we read some of the suttas like Kalama Sutta, where the Buddha not only gave people a right to speak, right to live, but also right to think, freedom to think. So freedom of speech is different, but freedom of thought is already ultra modern, I would say. That teaching also is there in the Buddha's time, and he introduced it 2,500 years ago. And so these are some of the major kingdoms, again, as we find in the Buddha's time. We can see here Anga, we can see here Magadha, we can see Kasi, then Kosala, Malla, Vajji, Vatsa, Panchala, Kuru. Kuru is where the Satipatthana Sutta was freed, close to Delhi, modern day Delhi. Surasena or Saurasena, Matsya, Avanti, and Ansaka. So these are some of the 16 Janapadas. Gandhara, modern day Pakistan and Afghanistan, we can see. And also, actually, Gandhara texts were some of the oldest Buddhist texts that we have today, and Gandhara texts were found in Pakistan and Afghanistan region. So they were very powerful Buddhist places already for a long time. And then, as I mentioned, there were caste system in India, different hierarchy. So people were talking about them, like if you were born into a Brahmin family, you are a different person. You are like mostly priestly class, I would say. They are priestly class, and they speak very special language and called with Sanskrit, and that was not the language of the common people. Only only confined to that particular class. And then the Brahmins were mainly designing or preaching about the social system. And then the Kshatriyas, or the kings, the ruling class. And then we have the business class people, and then the other, the labor class people. They are very fascinating, actually, how social hierarchy was there during that time, and how some of those people were really suffering. And even if you want, you really can get out of their miserable lifestyle because of the prevailing conditions they were having. And Buddha was the one who wanted to flatten this. He would say, you might be born into a Brahmin family, or a Kshatriya family, or a Vaishya family, or a Shudra family, but it all depends on how you act, what you do. I remember there was one medical student here. He said, you are what you eat. Right? The Buddha said, you are what you think. So you are what you do. So it's not by birth that you will be determined by your actions. So Buddha was a wonderful revolutionary philosopher those days. Over here you can see, like, the Brahma is the creator God, and from Brahma's mouth it is said the Brahmins were born. So they were basically, priests, so they have to use their mouth to preach and the chant and all those things. So probably that's why they were saying that they were the highest and most privileged people. And for arms, like Kshatriyas, or the warrior kings, they were like born from the arms of the Mahabrahma, the creator God. Arms are the strongest things, and so they kind of they were the people who were ruling. They were warriors. They were strong. So it makes sense when you say, like, okay, you were born. Maybe they are like more of symbolic. Then the Vaishyas, thighs, or I would say even the belly, because those people were also wandering from place to place, and then also feeding the people. They were doing the businesses, like, they were transporting, not with the modern day transport system like we have today, but they had their own, like, horses and oxen and all those things. They used the animals. They used, to bring stuff from one place to another, and they were doing the businesses. So they were say, like, um, they were supposed to be born from the thighs of the Mahabrahman. And the feet, like, it's it looks like very very bad to see, like, someone is born from the feet of the Mahabrahma, but they were really the most important people in the society in a way. Like, they were the people who were really holding all the weight of the society. Even today, if we don't have those wonderful laborers, wonderful people who are working, cleaning and all those people, then this world will be a very difficult place for us to live. But thanks to those, thanks those people do, and we are here living comfortably. Maybe the farmers, maybe the other people, like even in really staunch, what do you call, very hot weather situation, they still work. And similarly, those days they were doing all kinds of activities. Then there were like untouchable, the Dalits, do all the lower order work subordinate to all of them. So the hierarchy was that. And there were many, many discrepancies, discriminations against such people, and some of them could not drink even water. For example, people in the lower caste could not drink water from the higher caste people's wells. Many things, like when you go out in the roads, on the roads, you have to cover your face. Things like that were there during that time. So the Buddha was really fighting against these things. Okay, so that's about the caste system. And yeah, there are these other suttas, and other books can also be very helpful to us. Right. Okay, so these are some of the books that can be very helpful. And over here you can see the Buddhist path to freedom or the liberation: Sila, Samadhi, and Panya. Sila, or the morality, is the very foundation of our spiritual journey. So Buddhism is about not only like feeding the brain, it is also feeding the heart. It is the balance between the heart and the head. We really need to have that. So in Sila, we talk about that restraint, like how we become better people. Like when you practice, when you observe the 5 precepts, for example, you are already practicing Sila morality. And that is the very foundation of your spiritual journey. You take care of your mouth or speech and also your body. And then it is helpful for you to concentrate better. That is Samadhi. When you are physically and verbally more restrained, it's easier for you to focus better, concentrate better. And that way Samadhi becomes a very powerful thing. And when you are in deep Samadhi, Panya, or the wisdom, is just a matter of time to blossom. So we have to focus on Samadhi, I guess. That is why in Buddhism we have Samatha and Vipassana. Samatha is more tranquility meditation, like in Visuddhimagga over here. You saw that book, Visuddhimagga, right here, Path of Purification. And we can see 40 meditation techniques there to develop concentration. And then we also have Vipassana meditation, where we see things as they truly are. And that really helps us pay way to the Nibbana or the Panya or the wisdom. So this is the final summum bonum of Buddhist liberation ideology or final enlightenment: Sila, Samadhi, Panya. Okay, I think with that, I would like to now come to another topic, that is life of the Buddha. Okay, before that, maybe any questions?
Bhante, I have a question.
Yeah.
Looking at the amount of reading material, I know for myself, it takes me about a year to read 300 pages. So I'm saying that there's probably about 2,000 pages here. So I'm trying to do the math because we only have like a month and a half. So do you streamline and tell us what you want us to focus on when you lead us to these books?
That's a good question, actually. So, although there are a lot of books and you don't have to read all of them, but remember, like the 20,000 suttas, as I mentioned in the Sutta Pitaka alone, it will take our lifetime to read all of them. Yeah, 55 volumes, like 6 feet something, if you stack them all. So that's a lot of books. And over here we have basically 3 books, but all of them also, you don't have to read all of them. Well, I know a lot of people have trouble reading, right? You don't have time to read. um, so I think we have. I noticed there is an app. I don't know if that's going to work for you, but I found that's really very helpful. I keep reading that while walking. So not only listening to that, to number of books, I would say you can read all of these books while walking or while cooking. I don't know if you can do that while cooking also, but maybe have you heard there is an app called Speechify. Do you know that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that really helps. You can read faster, you can read slower, and I noticed that PDFs, your emails, all the documents, everything can be read faster, even while you work, even while you walk, even while you drive. If you have a long distance drive, you can listen to this. I think that will be really a wonderful way. So we need to find a faster way to read, an easy way to read. I know even I myself don't like to read, through the screen. So I rather like to listen to those books that help me. I read a lot of books like that. Maybe you can try that. Or I also will select some of those areas you can read. You don't have to read the entire, but depends on how you have time or how you are interested, how you enthusiastic you become, you will read them. Okay. Yeah, so keep them in mind anyway. So keep that list in your library so that you'll be able to learn a lot. I noticed this Speechify, and there should be more, I guess. It was really helpful, especially for those people who are slow learners or slow readers, or if you have some difficulty reading books or reading through the screen, that app can be very helpful. It's actually a 3-day trial period you have. You can try first. If it's helpful, then you can go ahead and purchase that, or else you can cancel it. Try for 3 days if it works better for you. I'm sure you can read many of the books within this course duration itself. Ayla? I can hear you.
I think it's whenever I use my headphones. Sorry about that, Bante. I had a quick question about when you were speaking about the caste system, that was the context in India. So it looked like on that diagram were the Dalits, the untouchables. So those people were considered to have like not come from Brahma at all. Like they didn't have an identity like that.
That's very true. Like they are called outcast. You know, outcast people even don't have a caste. So in 1956, when Ambedkar he embraced Buddhism along with 1 million people. He joined Buddhism. All of them were like outcasts, and now they are doing very well all over the world. And so it's also like they have like scheduled caste or scheduled tribes. They also have some privilege, but if you are an outcast, it's very difficult. They have lost a lot of social privileges. So Buddha said, just as the water from all corners come join the ocean, and when it is there in the ocean, it tastes the same salty taste. So similarly, if any one of you join the Buddhist order, you will all become qualified to become enlightened, and you will be equal. For example, the monk Upali was a barber. He was a barber, and he was the foremost among the Vinayadhara monks, like the monks who are well versed in code of conduct. So Buddha gave certain privilege to them and privileges to them without concerning their caste or whatever. And he helped Sunita, he helped Sopaka, he helped many other underprivileged people. And it's amazing how the Buddha, single-handedly fighting against a social system like those days. Those days, remember, like the women, for example, were cornered they couldn't learn things, they couldn't do things like today, so much freedom was offered by the Buddha, like a bhikkhu, bhikkhuni, upasaka, like they were all equally treated by the Buddha. It's hard. So the revolution that he started was really working very well for Buddhism, and that's exactly why even when the Buddhism disappeared from the land of its origin, it found very fertile grounds elsewhere. For example, Sri Lanka became the headquarters of Theravada Buddhism for many centuries. And Buddhism went to mainland China, it went to Japan, Korea, Thailand, Myanmar, Cambodia, Laos, the entire South and Southeast Asian regions. It was really flourishing so very well. During the King Ashoka's period, Buddhism again spread to many parts of the world too. We'll talk about them later. Okay, Aja?
I'm trying to remember. I read something a while back that there was a case in this, I think had been like 1920s or something like that, where there was someone from India that was trying to argue that he could, that he couldn't be deported or something like that because he made the connection between him being Aryan. I don't know if you are familiar with anything about that there was some argument that some higher caste people in India were trying to make this connection with being Aryan. And it was like the book that I was reading was making the connections between the caste system eugenics in America and then how that led to the policies in Nazi Germany. I don't know if you are familiar with that. I'm trying to remember the name of the book that I read this in, but does that sound familiar at all?
Well, I can feel the context, but I am not sure the exact incident. And like the one I told you is the B.R. Ambedkar. Ambedkar became an iconic figure even today. You know, those people who were outcast people, and when they embraced Buddhism, and they wanted to keep Ambedkar very next to the Buddha. So like for the traditional Buddhists, it's very hard for them also to digest that. But you know, that's how the way they were suppressed in the society, and how he gave some, you know, solace to them, beacon of light to them. And so that's why they really wanted to pay so much respect to Ambedkar. Even today, he's been so much honored. And I think it's not only in India, you know, like in South Africa, for example, you know, you had this system, and even in these countries, we have it somehow or the other, some form or the other. It's still prevalent, right? There are certain people in the society, they are more privileged. Even if you do something wrong, you can, you know, somehow escape punishment. That could happen. So those days in India, that was really, really rigorous. But as I mentioned, it could be the maybe the sociological point of view. It is the way they contribute to the society. I think they should have respected all of them instead, although they were from different cultural background or different professions. You know, if you pay respect to all those professions, like even those people who are like doing cleaning, and you know, some of them were only cleaning roads, and some of them were cleaning only the toilets, and you know, things like that. So they were kind of um, what do you call it? Not treated well in the society those days. But even Ambedkar himself was from the cleaning group, and he learned in England. He became a barrister, and he was the architect of Indian Constitution also. He came to that level. Yeah. So okay, we'll learn more about them. Ajay, if you later find out more details about that, please share it with us. Thank you. Okay. Okay. So, what do you know about the Buddha? Buddha's life. Let's talk about the biography of the Buddha. Where was he born?
Born a prince, and he gave all that up when he saw life outside of the walls of his palace.
Yeah. Do you remember some of those names and places and the persons that were related to him?
He was born in Lumbini.
Okay, he was born in Lumbini.
He was from the Shakya clan.
Yes, he was from a Shakya clan.
He was raised by Prajapati.
What is it? Excuse me. Jason,
Well,
can you
I
repeat?
believe, he was raised by Ma Prajapati, wasn't he? His aunt.
Yes. Mahaprajapati Gautami was the stepmother of him when Queen Mahamaya, his own mother, died after 7 days of his birth. What else?
His father was the Raja Sudana.
Yes, yes. Raja Suddhodana. Suddhodana was the king of Kapilavatthu. Yes. A little kingdom in the foothills of Himalayas.
He had a son due to his dad's request, and then after that, after having a son, he decided to become a monk.
Can you repeat?
He had a son. He birthed a son to
Okay.
uh, but like it's
Yeah.
not like because he wanted to become a monk for a while, but he wasn't allowed by his father. So upon his request, and what then the Buddha had a son eventually, but then when everything was fulfilled and he was determined to leave the palace and become a monk.
Yeah, he saw the four signs, right? He saw the four signs. The old man, the sick man, a corpse, and a monk, an ascetic. After which he decided to choose the path of the ascetic. Because when he saw, actually today, if we think of someone who was trying to stop, he wanted to stop birth, he wanted to stop death, he wanted to stop like old age sickness. If somebody is trying to do that today, we'll feel like weird. He would be crazy to do that. I think in today's scientists are still trying, to prolong the life, to delay the death. They do a lot of things. You can see like 2,500 years ago, when he was thinking, I want to stop this, that was really quite a revolutionary idea, and he wanted to renounce his all the comfortable lifestyle. He had 3 palaces for the winter, for the summer, for the rainy season. He had different palaces. He had all the courtesans everywhere, and they were all taking care of him. He had entertainment and everything. And how he decided to leave everything behind and became a homeless person. That's really, if we see such people today, like you will call him a crazy person. But that minimalistic lifestyle was the core of his system. I mean, he went to all the extremes in life, like from all the luxuries to the touch such miserable finances. He was practicing. He was trying his best because those days most of those ascetic practitioners, they thought by torturing the body you can attain enlightenment. So like eating less, or also many different kinds of practices, like rituals, rites and rituals. Some were drowned in the water, immersed in the water, thinking that they could wash off all the evils. They tried, and some were like surrounded by the fire. They were in the middle, and there were fire all around them, and then they thought they could burn out all the evils by doing that. It's not easy. If you stay like close to the fire, it's dehydrating, it's hard, it's very difficult, but they were doing it. So they were like, some of them were like trying to stand on one foot just like a tree, rikshasana, they call it. And so they thought by doing it, they can focus better and they can be stronger. And even today, I have seen some of those practitioners, yogis. I've seen a yogi practitioner, like he has made a vow never to drop his hand. He used to do it like this all the time, and now it has become stagnated. He can't bend it anymore. He had to do everything. That there were such penances. So during the Buddha's time also they did that somehow. So Buddha tried too. Many things he tried. Even it is said he stopped breathing. He stopped eating. Many things he tried. And then finally he found they are not going to work. And that's why he found the middle path. So for 6 long years, from age 29 to 35, he was practicing different practices. He went to the best of the best spiritual masters, and then he found his own middle path was the best. So not going to luxurious lifestyle or to that torturing self-penances. He avoided both of them. In the first Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, the Buddha said, we have to avoid those two extremes. We have to be in the middle. I think middle path is so wonderful. Even today, like in everything about in your life, if you see the middle path, it always is so comfortable, rather than going to very hard extreme paths. So I noticed middle path in literal sense also is amazing. Yeah, so we will discuss about the life of the Buddha. Let me on the slide for you. Okay. Can you see this?
Yes, we can see that.
Yes.
Yeah. So over here, life of the Buddha. Very interesting when it comes to Buddhism. We see Buddha was a human being, like unlike many other religious leaders, Buddha was a human being. He was born in Lumbini, present-day southern Nepal. The historical Buddha Siddhartha Gautama, 563 to 483 BCE, attained enlightenment when he was 35 years old at Bodh Gaya. We call Bodh Gaya. We also call Buddha Gaya in northeastern India, Bihar state. He gave his first sermon in a deer park at Sarnath, close to Bodh Gaya. He was walking from Bodh Gaya to Sarnath and spent the following 45 years teaching. According to some traditions, he died when he was 80. The Buddha's body was cremated and distributed among his followers. The stupas that guarded his remains became important pilgrimage sites for Buddhists. So this was very fascinating, simple life of the Buddha. Over here you can see the 4 scenes from the life of the Buddha, birth of the Buddha. This is an ancient sculpture we have from Kushan dynasty, that is late 2nd to early 3rd century, Gandhara. Again, freer gallery of art. You can see this this art. So the Buddha's birth also is interesting. In the mid 3rd century BCE, Emperor Ashoka already found those places of importance in Buddhism, and so he marked them. He installed a pillar there at Lumbini. There, it is said in Brahmi script, Hida Buddha Jate Sakya Muni. This is where the Buddha, sage of the Shakyas, was born. Hida Buddha Jate Sakya Muni. So the Ashoka pillar inscription mentions that over here. So Buddha was a human being and he was a man of history. Very important fact over here. When it comes to those religious, denominations, many people would like to call like unseen, invisible, creator God, something. But over here, the Buddha was a human being. And also, he said, it is said like there were some miraculous things happened during his lifetime, and even during his birth. Queen Mahamaya herself saw a dream, an elephant coming to her and entered her womb with a lotus flower. I think that also is very fascinating. Elephants and lotuses are integral parts of Buddhist culture. So it is said, Aggo hamasmi lokassa, jetto hamasmi lokassa, setto hamasmi lokassa, ayamantima jati nathidani punabbhavo. I am the chief in the world. There is no equal to me. I'm supreme. This is my last birth. No rebirth for me. This is where he already noticed that it's going to be his last birth. And according to Buddhism, when someone is like Jata Sotapanna, for example, if you are a Sotapanna person who has entered the stream entry, and if you are born as an stream entry, you already have certain qualities in your life that can be revoked. So the Buddha's life was also like that. Even today, we can see some people in the world, they are very unique and very powerful, very interesting. Their lifestyle, and there are significant features of their life. So over here, I want you to pay attention to this, like ayamanti majati nathidani punabbhavo. So birth, he talks about the birth here. This is the first ever utterance by Prince Siddhartha, and we see that later he had a very luxurious lifestyle, and then he had a beautiful, pretty wife, Yasodhara, and then they had Ramya, Suramya, Subha, 3 different palaces for them to live very comfortably. But then again, this man was already destined to renounce the world, mundane world, and he just was waiting maybe for a little fraction of an inspiration, like the king himself was hiding these things from this young man, because he really wanted him to become a very powerful king. So king tried his best to avoid old men, sick men, and these bodies like corpses, and even the holy men, they were not allowed because he was worried by seeing these things he would run away. But somehow, while he was walking to the royal park, he found them, he saw them, and he asked his charioteer Channa about them, and he had to explain. When he saw an old man, who is he? What is that? Why is he like this? And then Channa had to explain, this is life. This is unique to everyone. This is an integral part. No one can escape old age, sickness, and death. He explained one by one, and the Prince Siddhartha, the young man, at the age of 29, already found the way to get rid of all these things, becoming old, becoming sick, and dying. The best way is to find a solution through holy man practice, like going to the forest, living a simple life, and meditating. That's the way he was. In fact, these are just a matter of time only, and he was already determined to go there at the age of 29. And that time he had also a young Rahula. So over here you can see renunciation happening with his horse is called Kantaka, and his charioteer is called Channa. With them he left in the middle of the night. He actually left his newborn child and his pretty wife Yasodhara. It was not out of anger or out of frustration he went. He left, he renounced, he let them go because he knew by going alone only it would be easier for him to find the path. And later we find after enlightenment, he comes back to them. He returns to the palace. He rescued his son. He rescued his wife. He rescued his mother, father, brothers, everyone. He rescued from the whole sansaric journey. So it's a very interesting story how this young man left everything behind, and again over here you can see it's a modern day picture where Yasodhara was sleeping with the newborn baby, and he didn't want to, hold the baby, fearing that they will wake up. So he had to go. It's hard, but he had to take that decision. Over here, we can see um, the Buddha's enlightenment at the Bodh Gaya. You can see here the little Bodhi leaves over here. Also very early 2nd century Gandhara art here. Over here we can see how he was enlightened. So the Buddha was not a name, and it was not given by anyone. Like when we are born, we have been given a name, but Buddha was not a name. It's just a title. What we say, like Buddha means understanding or realization. Buddha, the one who realized, one who self-enlightened. That's what we call Buddha. And then there are in Theravada Buddhism, we can also see like 3 kinds of Buddhas, like Samma Sambuddha, Pacceka Buddha, and Arahanta Buddha. So all of them have attained the enlightenment, And once you attain enlightenment, you will never go back to the samsara again. And that will be the decoding of the circle of transmigration. All of us, whether we like it or not, we are actually lost in this whirlpool of samsara. We are traversing in this samsara. We are circumambulating in this samsara. And in between, we see lots of ups and downs in life. But suddenly, you see little happinesses, like, maybe getting a job or getting married, or, your children passing an exam, or you yourself have been promoted, you buy a house. So those little things make you happy. And then in between, we can also see like getting old, getting sick, not getting what you want, and not associating what you like, association with unpleasant one, dissociation from pleasant one, and then death, and all these things are there, integral part of our life, and we continue to traverse in the samsara. The one who has determined to come out of this is the one who becomes enlightened at the end. So over here, when you see the first utterance was about the birth, Aggohamasmi lokasa, like Jettohamasmi lokasa, Settohamasmi lokasa, Ayamanti ma jati nattidani. He said, this is my last birth, no more births. Over here, in Dhammapada, we have two more very beautiful stanzas. Aneka jati sangsarang sandha visang anibvisang gahakarakang gavi santo dukkha jati punapunang gahakaraka ditthosi punagehang nakahasi sabbate phasuka bhagga gahakotang sankhitang visankhara gatang chittang tanhanam kaya majjaga. Dhammapada is a very wonderful book. I also recommend you read it. And there are 427 something stanzas. They are all treated very beautiful with short, wise teachings like this. And over here, when he attained the enlightenment, he said, I who have been seeking the builder of this house, body, failing to attain enlightenment, bodhi jnana or sabbanyuta jnana, which would enable me to find him, have wandered through innumerable births in samsara, to be born again and again is indeed dukkha. Dukkha is the suffering. And then he said, O house builder, you are saying, you shall build no house for me again. All your rafters are broken. Your roof tree is destroyed. My mind has reached the unconditioned, the nibbana, the end of craving. Arahatta phala has been attained. So the Buddha said here, and this is the second utterance. He said, the creator God actually is the craving. He talks about that. So he said, I have completely demolished, completely shattered the very foundation, the rafters, the pole, the roof tree, everything has been shattered. Now, no more craving, no more desire, no more attachment. Nibbana, bana means craving. Nibbana means complete absence, absolute absence of all forms of attachment, desire, and craving. So that is Nibbana, unconditioned state. So that is the Arahatta Phala. Over here, the first one, he talks about the birth, And here he talks about the root cause of that, the craving. Very interesting, right? So remember these two facts. First is the birth, and the second is the root cause after the enlightenment. So these are very important. Remember, he also was enlightened. He was born under a tree, and he was enlightened under a tree, and he passed away under a tree. Again, over there, he said another utterance. Before that, I would like to ask someone to please read this. Can someone please read it?
I don't mind reading it. I'll tell you about the dreadful fear that caused me to shake all over. Seeing creatures flopping around like fish in water too shallow, so hostile to one another. Seeing this, I became afraid. This world completely lacks essence. It trembles in all directions. I longed to find myself a place, unscathed, but I could not see it. Seeing people locked in conflict, I became completely distraught.
Yeah, so this is the Atta Danda Sutta. Okay, so over here we can see how he realized that how he was afraid seeing this like the world completely, is full of maybe overwhelmed with ignorance. And it's very hard actually when the ignorance is running us. Ignorance and craving, they are the two most powerful culprits actually that lead us to samsara. So they really bully us. They really, what do you call, fool us all the time. Yeah. Yes. Jason, can you also please read this?
When I was still young, black-haired, endowed with the blessings of youth in the first stage of life, having shaved off my hair and beard, though my parents wished otherwise, and were grieving with tears on their faces, I put on the ochre robe and went forth from the home life into homelessness. And that's the
Yeah, so this is
Mahasachaka.
Mahasachaka Sutta and Arya Pariyesana Sutta. This again, this thing is repeated in many suttas, like Bhaddena Yobbanena Samannagato Susukala Kesa. Like you are in that still prime youth, black hair. Of course, Asians, they had black hair. So they were very young and very powerful, strong. Then most of the sasana, the Buddhist monks during that time were very young, strong people. So how they have chosen to come out of their household life after seeing this, the different situations of life, and they have chosen to become homeless, so come out of their houses and actually kind of break in the shackles. Over here, the first sermon happened in Sarnath, Varanasi. Any of you have visited India? Has any of you visited India? No?
No.
Yeah, I think it's very wonderful if you could visit those places. Yeah, the Buddha was giving the first Dhamma discourse, for example, and there is a beautiful stupa and also vihara. Also, like the place of enlightenment, Buddha Gaya, very beautiful place, and you can feel the energy when you go there. I was actually very fortunate to visit those places quite a few times because I was studying in Delhi University those days. So I lived in India for 10 years and I visited those places many, many times. Over here you can see the Buddha. It's actually the Bhumi Sparsha Mudra, earth touching posture you can see. But also it is like the Dharma Chakra, you can see kind of wheel. And also you can see those monks, the five disciples, and the others are like you can see the clouds here and the celestial beings. So he was. You can also see the deer park here, symbolically suggesting the deer. So this is probably the first sermon. The first sermon is took place in Sarnath, Varanasi, where the Buddha talks about the Four Noble Truths and the Noble Eightfold Path. Very, very powerful teaching. Can somebody please read this?
I can read, Bunty.
Yes.
Life of the Buddha, the first sermon. Statue of Gautama Buddha delivering his first sermon in the Deer Park at Sarnath, Varanasi. He preached the Four Noble Truths, the Middle Path, and Eightfold Path. In the statue, he is seated cross-legged, Padmasana, i.e. the lotus position, with his right hand turning the Dharma chakra, resting on the Triratna symbol. Flanked on either side by a deer, he is surrounded by the 5 bhikkhus, Buddhist monks, with shaven heads. In the background, Vajrapani and other attendants, including probably princes, are seen. Statue on display at the Prince of Wales Museum in Mumbai.
Yeah, this is very interesting. I think we have a Tibetan monk also here, Vajrapani. You know, Vajrapani is famous Tibetan concept also, but you can see here already Vajrapani here. Vajra means the diamond. All the powerful Vajras, you can pierce through anything with that. So Prince of Wales Museum in Mumbai, you can see this very ancient sculpture. This is the first sermon actually. This looks very, this is part of the Sarnath style. You can see the statue also, the very nature of this serene statue is particularly different. So over here you can see the Buddha was kind of trying to untie a knot. So Dhamma Chakra Pavatana here is trying to untie the knots, like trying to solve a problem. Something like symbolically suggesting. You can also see here the Padmasana, again, the lotus posture. And yeah, so this also you can see here two celestial beings reflecting the presence of the heavenly beings, and then you can see the 5 disciples the down here, and right in the middle you can see the Dharma wheel, wheel of Dharma, and even today it is there in Indian flag. You can also see deer here. So Isipatana or Deer Park, Isipatana. This is the place where the Buddha first gave his sermon called Dharma Chakra Pavatana Sutra. Over here, Again, a Gupta statue of the Buddha from Sarnath, Uttar Pradesh. Here the Buddha is depicted teaching in the lotus position while making the Dharma Chakra mudra. Now, he after that, for 45 long years, he was teaching the Dharma. He was walking. Although he had supernatural powers, he used to walk barefoot. He loved to walk very close to the nature. He loved to live under the trees, in the caves. He always preferred that nature. He was a nature-loving person. And over here again, under a tree, he passed away. Remember, he was born under a tree, he was enlightened under a tree, and he also passed away under a tree. And over here, during that time, also he uttered another utterance. This is a modern day picture. You can see like the kings and the monks and lay people, they are all crying. And while the Arahant monks, they were more nonchalant because they don't feel that way. Like the normal mundane people, when they cry, the Arahanta or the enlightened monks, they don't cry. They have already come out of that shaka. So this is another reflection on that. So over here you can see a very heart-wrenching statue of the Buddha. You don't see this kind of Buddha statues in many places actually. In Kushinagar, where he passed away, and over here you can see the face itself is really kind of suffering. And also you can see the feet here. One toe has come out. So that shows that he passed away. In reclining Buddha statues, if you see one toe comes out, that means he passed away. And otherwise, it's if they are together, that means he's just resting mode. So that is the symbolic suggestion of the artist. Okay. So, all right. Let's read this one. Can someone please read this also?
I can read, Bante.
Yes.
Okay. Life of the Buddha passing away. Kushinagar is another principal center of Buddhism, worth a sincere admiration, is the place where Lord Buddha passed away at this place near the Hiranyavati river and was cremated at the Ramabar Stupa. It was once a celebrated center of the Malla kingdom. Many of its stupas and viharas date back to 230 BC to AD 413, when its prosperity was at the peak. In 543 BC, on a full moon night of Magh, the legend delivered a lecture to his Sangha and declared that he is going to leave the mortal world soon enough.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, please read this also.
Okay.
From here,
Kushinagar. The excavations led by General Cunningham has revealed some antique artifacts and structures related to all sects of Buddhism. Kushinagar also expresses the common thread of all sects of Buddhism through its magnificent viharas, chaityas, temples, and Tibetan monasteries. In ancient times, the town was also known as Kushinara and Kasya.
Okay. Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Would you like me to read the Sanskrit as well?
Okay, this is Pali. Handadani bhikkhave ampayami vo vaya dhamma sankhara appamadena sampadetha. Okay, you read the rest.
Earnestness, appamada, is explained as presence of mindfulness. You should accomplish all your duties without allowing mindfulness to lapse. Thus did the Blessed One, while on the bed of his parinibbana, summarize in that one word on earnestness the advice he had given through 45 years.
Okay. So as I mentioned, there were three major utterances under the trees. First one is about the birth. Second one is the root cause of the birth, that is the craving. And then the third one here, you can see the death. So life and death, and the root cause of this circle is the craving. That was the very quintessential summary of Buddhism. You know how this circle of transmigration happens, and you need to go to the root. You need to get rid of the root cause, and that way you can attain the final liberation. Even at the time of his death, he asked the monks, "Sandadani bhikkhave yamantyami." Monks, I am addressing you for the last time. Vaya dhamma sankhara. All conditioned things are subject to decay. And appamadena sampadeta. Work hard, work diligently, and try to make maximum use of this life to attain liberation. That was his last word. And with that, it is said, he attained Nibbana. He attained Parinibbana, it is said. So Nibbana is the complete absence of all defilements, and Parinibbana is kind of is everything okay? Hello?
I can hear you. It looks like you're loading your whiteboard.
I
Anyone else
don't.
do that?
No, someone else is doing that.
Okay. So, okay. Right. So, yeah, that was about the Nibbana and the Parinibbana. Nibbana is the one who has attained the final liberation, and Parinibbana is the one who, the enlightened one, passing away. So that is the story of the Buddha in a sense, actually. There are so many things now we need to figure out, we need to learn. I hope you will also keep learning, and the books that I mentioned also are here actually. So please go through them, and I again highly recommend. Okay, just Jojo, just give me a second. I'll just show you these books first, and then we'll have some discussion. So here, the life of the Buddha. This is this is Pariyatti. You know, they are all doing really good work, and this is not a very voluminous book. You can see the here the birth and the earlier the struggle for enlightenment, after the enlightenment, the spreading of the Dhamma, the two chief disciples, the Anathapindika, the formation of the order of nuns, the the quarrel at Kosambi, the end of the first 20 years, the middle period, the person, the doctrine, the Devadatta old age, the last year, and the first council. And so this is about this book. And then we also have another one. Oops. Okay. So the other book is about the also the history of Buddhism, the culture, and 2,500 years of Buddhism by Buffett. These are the three books that we will try to figure out how much we can cover during this course. Okay. Q&A. Jojo, you had a question?
I do, Bunty, on the explicit definition of parinirvana. A lot of times the chapter will say parinirvana, and then they'll talk about Buddha's death before and at the time. And then some people say that the parinirvana is after death where he does not return. So is there a way to kind of clarify that?
Well, a living arahanta is the one who already has nibbana. He is a living arahanta. So the arahanta also has a lifetime. Let's say like we attain nibbana today, so we have some more time to live. So they don't want to, although they have cut off their attachments, and they still don't want to commit suicide. They have to live their life. So they have to eat, they have to, shower, they have to sleep. They do have to do those things, but without any attachment. And then at the end of their lifespan, they will pass away. That is called parinibbana. So the death of the arahanta one is called parinibbana. Pari is like overall, overall. So after that, no more birth. Already he said at the beginning, right? No more rebirth for me. So he decoded the circle of transmigration. And along with him, there were so many others who did that. And even today, you and I, if we try, we could do that too.
Thank you.
Yes, Jason?
I wonder if you could give us an update on the status of bhikkhunis in Sri Lanka.
Oh, that's a good question. Like recently, actually, there was a news, a good news, in fact, because the government issued an official identity to a bhikkhuni. That means bhikkhunis can hold an identity card. Previously, they didn't have it. The status was such, like in Sri Lanka, the Bhikkhuni Sasana was prevailing and thriving. And then Bhikkhuni Devasara and a team of them went to different countries, including mainland China, to establish Bhikkhuni order there. And later, in the course of time, Bhikkhuni order disappeared, especially in the Theravada order. And then but in South Korea, in Japan, in mainland China, in Taiwan, Bhikkhuni order was still there. And in 1990s, I remember when I was in Delhi that time, I was studying. I heard new renaissance of Bhikkhuni order happening in India. I was so happy actually because that was the beginning of a new era for bhikkhunis, and now we have quite a lot of bhikkhunis. In Sri Lanka alone, I think there are around 1,000 bhikkhunis, and they also have, like in Myanmar, you have Sayales. In Thailand, you have Maichis, and then Sri Lanka, we call 10 precepts, Dasa ceremony. So apart from that, now we also have bhikkhunis in Sri Lanka, and they have a valid identity. I think that's a good news. And I must say, like, I give Dhamma talk every full moon day to the bhikkhunis around the world. So I have been doing it for several years. I've come to know that there are so many bhikkhunis in US, in Germany, in different parts of Europe and Australia, and so many bhikkhunis. Ajahn Brahm also is having a very wonderful bhikkhuni monastery, and yeah, quite a lot of them are working far and wide. All I think even now in Buddhism is there even in Africa. I've seen an African monk getting a PhD from a Sri Lankan university. That's a very good news. So hopefully it is thriving. So we need to also understand, like, there's a difference between the traditional Buddhists and the convert Buddhists. So I met both sides, and I've seen, like, people who are born with Buddhism, like myself. We were born in a country where majority of the country was Buddhist, and so we didn't see that part. Like, we already had that privilege, but when it comes to here, we don't have that. So people who have found the inspiration, like you, just like many of you, you already said that. I just saw this, I read that, something. I heard some people, like, even going to gyms, LA Fitness, and they were like part of the yoga class, and then they wanted to learn more about yoga, and they found meditation, and they ended up in the Buddhist temple. And so we've seen, like, Bhikkhu Bodhi, for example, Bhikkhu Thanissaro, Bhikkhu Jnanatiloka, Bhikkhu Jnanamoli, and so many wonderful, wonderful bhikkhus, and also bhikkhunis. We have quite a lot of very active bhikkhunis here. So they are all doing very well. And I really also appreciate Maba, particularly because Maba is giving an opportunity to many different traditions to come together. It's a beautiful unity in diversity scenario right here in the class. We have that. I really love that. And we really have to be grateful and thankful to Maba for initiating, and ever since I was contacted by Maba to teach in this course just before the COVID, I was part of it, and ever since I was teaching, really, really happy to be a part of this family. We have 3 more minutes. If you have any comments, maybe you can give some comment. How was it? How did it go? Maybe say one word.
You're an
Yes.
excellent instructor, Fanti. Honored to be in your class.
Thank you.
I love to say that I love the Pali chanting. It's so beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah. You can find more Pali chantings in my YouTube channel, Dhamma USA. Okay.
Thank you,
We have
Bante.
more meditation. meditation sessions and Dhamma talks also. And actually, I'm planning to start some courses like this. So I can, keep that record so people can watch it whenever they are in need of it. Okay, one word by each of you, and let's finish the class.
Okay, one word. I'm sorry for was it I've always wanted to say sorry to you for not didn't finish the class you taught 2 years ago. So I'm glad that today is the first class and then you're my teacher. So I've always wanted to say that. So hopefully this time I'll be a better student and I'll attend all the classes.
That's a blessing in disguise, You miss me, you have more opportunity.
I'd say
Yeah.
grateful, just grateful to be back and grateful to have this opportunity.
Thank
Yeah,
you, Julie.
thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Kyla.
Thank you so much. I'm really impressive with this content, and I'm really interested to follow this class. It's amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm trying to figure out who was that. Who was that?
Juan.
Oh, okay. Juan, thank you. Okay.
Yeah,
I really enjoy your PowerPoint.
yeah, Mark.
Okay, I share it with you.
I thought it was a phenomenal class.
Thank you, Tara.
Thank you.
Sleepy, but I have charting to finish, so there's that.
Okay. Aja, I also wish you the best to continue your studies, your PhD, along with the twins. You
Thank
said you
you.
have twins, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, it's going to be hectic, but I'm sure you have discipline, academic discipline, so you can find some time for this course as well. Yeah, just enjoy. I think being here, just listening and sharing, learning something new, and no stress, no dukkha for you. Okay, I don't want to give you more suffering. Hopefully, you will enjoy the rest of the class. And maybe with that, let's conclude, right? Maria, how are you?
I'm good. I've had a rough day because we lost a cat today. My mom's cat died today.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so that cat that you said was really cute. Yeah, she died.
Oh,
Yeah, so his sister died today. So
Okay, sad to hear that.
yeah,
You know
so
this.
I didn't cry during class, so I'm good.
Yeah, I think this is another thing that we need to learn. I know it's over time now, so I don't want to explain more, but we need to learn how to live with it, especially with the pets, they are like kids, so hard to leave them uh, aside and let them go, but we need to learn how to do that. That's important too. The more you are attached, the more you suffer, remember. Okay, with that, we conclude today's class. Thank you everyone for joining us. It was beautiful and hope to see you again tomorrow at the same time. May you all be well, happy, healthy. Sukhi Dikhayu. Thank you.
Thank you,
so
Bunty.
much,
Before winding, I also would like to ask you to save the chat. Maybe you know how to save the chat. That can be very helpful. I saw I couldn't also read. There were quite a lot of chat, and so we can save the chat, and somebody can please maybe post it in the group Google Class. And I also would like to take. Please don't leave. I want to take the name list. Just give me a second, okay? I'll take a. I have to actually get the attendance. So, all right. Thank you. I got it. All right, everyone. Good night and stay peaceful. See you tomorrow.
Good night.
Satu,
Thank
satu.
you. Satu, satu.
Bye.